Alright. This is called The Worst Phone Call. This is called The Worst Phone Call. So, howdy kings and queens, I hope you're having a lovely day. Today's not a lovely day. Let's turn this around and make it a great one. I'm the lovable, beautiful. And as I'm realizing all these tales, I was a powerful person because, ouch. I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I went through. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't want you to go through this. So this story started out when I was at a business event. I was the only one in my team that showed up to this business event that I know of. And I was really, really in love with the company I was working for. Really in love with the company. Really in love with the products. And I wish things had worked out where I could have stayed longer with the company, but sadly, I'm going to be honest with myself, I let myself go. I let myself go. I let my ambitions go. I let a lot of things go for like a bunch of these relationships that are a part of these stories. And like in certain moments I'm like, okay, I was grateful for this relationship, but in other moments I was like, I could have really, really focused my time on this planet without the dudes. I felt like I could have been way more successful, but I was like, I guess from like 13 to like now at 23, I was like really focused on like the biological clock. And now that I'm like 23 and like 30's around the corner, I'm just like, I wish 13-year-old to 20-year-old me never focused on guys for the biological clock. Never. I wish if you're from like middle school or like from 0 to 25, do not think about guys. Do not. Stack up your money and know that you don't have time. I hate the advice a lot of elders give to young kids. Oh, don't worry about it. It'll solve itself. No, it's not. I'd rather be the truth pill than the beautiful lie pill. Here's the hardcore truth. This is the real world. The real world is cold. Very cold. Very cold. You can't be a snowflake in a cold world. You have to be an ice queen in a cold world. Or ice king. Gendified royalty, right? You have to be very cold. And these are one of the stories I'm here to tell you. These men, women, genders, any human species under the sun are cold and they don't care about you. Because this was the worst phone call I ever got at 21, 20? It was the worst phone call of my life, and it was one of the worst situations of my life because it ended up being a terrible domino effect. If I could save any young youth, here's this. Don't fall in love with anybody else. Fall in love with yourself. I'm going to say that again. Don't fall in love with anybody else. Fall in love with yourself. After you have loved yourself until you are 25, do not worry about any gender under the sun except what is going on with you. Do me that favor. Find out what you love at 13. Find out where you want to live at 13, so by 18 you are set to go. Learn about investing, finances as soon as you even come out the womb. Do not rely on the school system to teach you about the real world. Do not rely on public school or private school to teach you about the real world. Most of the billionaires on this planet had to read books themselves. Your best investment is a book, not another human. And if it is going to be another human, they better have read books. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Wasting your time. Ladies, just because he's hot now, just because he's cool now, does not mean he's worth a value later. I say this now. Never assume a man is going to save your fucking life. Or a woman. Or a group. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a lovely family. Lucky. Very fucking lucky. But I know once they're all gone, I'm gonna mourn. I'm gonna be probably the biggest person to mourn on this planet if I outlive them. If I die before them, well, don't worry about fucking love. Young, Young, don't worry about fucking love. When you're young, do not worry about fucking love. When you are young, do not worry about fucking love. If I have kids, I'm telling them that. Hey, tap, tap. If I have kids, which by the way, this is why I'm mourning on it. This is why this is the worst phone call, because there's other stories where I'm just like, fuck. Learn from my mistakes. I'm so imperfect, but learn from my fucking mistakes. 1, if you are religious, do not fucking let God go for none of these hoes. If they don't respect your religion, they gotta get out. If they don't respect your family, as sweet as they are, no matter how rich or how poor they are, they gotta fucking go. If they don't bring you peace from 0 to 25, they gotta fucking go. If they ain't riding the same railroad to where you want to go, be it rich, famous, or just average, nothing wrong with an average life. But if you are broke, in the trenches, don't got shit to your name, your family's been in the trenches for generations, oh, I'm talking to you. You especially should not give a fuck about dating. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Because this is some shit I wish someone was cold and hard with me. But no one's going to be cold and hard with you. People assume I want to be told a white lie. I don't. And people want to assume time's going to fix everything. It's not. Because I'm on borrowed time right now. The fact that I've even taken 7 minutes to have this conversation, YouTube, I'm not even talking at YouTube as the company. I'm talking YouTube as in my own personal channel. If it doesn't grow, these 7 minutes costed me a life. But if these 7 minutes end up bringing me back life and solving my problems, hell to the fuck yeah, worth it. So worth it. But I'm getting back on track. Your girl was 20 years old. From 0 to 20 years, men were some of the greatest things, but majority of the time, my investment should have been into actual men. 100%. I'm not gonna lie to you. I dated boys who didn't know where they were going, hid everything, and took up my time. And if I had a lawyer, I would be like, hey, can we call up some phone numbers? Because I really wanted that fucking time and that money I fucking spent on dates. I'm pissed. And this is one of the worst calls. I met this dude at a business event. I was minding my own fucking business. I was like, I just want to be here for business. I don't want to flirt. I don't want to date. I was celibate for 2 years. I was like, I'm done with it. Cut it. Don't want to know about it. What is a male? I don't give a fuck. What is a female? I don't give a fuck. What is a gender? I don't give a fuck. Are we talking about money? Person on the stand is talking about, here's how to resell shoes. I'm here. Go on. I paid hard-earned money for this, waitressing, cashiering, hosting, busing, janitorial work, deliveries. I did everything to be in this room. So tell me how I can resell shoes. He tells me how to do it. He tells me the importance of this platform. I'm like, okay. Invested my time, right? I'm at the water cooler. I meet this young lad. We're talking. We're enjoying each other's company. He asked me on a date. Mind you, I'm thinking biological clock. No. He's sweet. He's charming. I've been focused on just taking care of me. I had my own office at the time. I had my own place at the time. The place I had, I couldn't have animals in, so I would always go from there to like my parents who take care of my animals. And like I would buy the food. Like everything was really great. Everything was really great when I wasn't focused on dudes or love or trying to find love or trying to have somebody there out of loneliness. Like I wish I had that same ice queen effect I had at 16 and at 20 where there was like no dudes involved in my life. And here's the thing, especially ladies, when you are in your ice queen era, like your girl boss era, that I can't focus on you, don't let her go. Do never let her go for anyone. Do me a favor, never let her go for anyone. A dude can fuck up and still, and like a girl, and girls will house them. A dude can be a bum and girls will house them. But if a female is a bum, you're fucked. They're like, oh, these dudes are complaining that, oh, we're fucked. No. You know what's worse? Being a bum, broke, unpregnated, unable to take care of her female. Because that's what happened after I hanged out with certain people. I was like, I've been this girl boss person. Like, let me tap back into family and friends and like create new friends, new relationships. Cut that shit. Cut it. No. You do not need to be Miss Popular. You do not need to worry about what that popular group's doing, because by the time that popular group graduates high school, no one's going to talk to each other. No one's going to give a fuck about each other. You have a limited time frame on this planet. Do not waste it on another single human. Your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, only creation gave it to you. Only your genius mind gave it to you. Don't waste it on people. Especially people and you get that ick feeling that they're not even going to love you like as time passes. Because when I met this person, bro, tell me why my soul had an ick feeling. I ignored it though. So we're talking, right? I'm minding my business. He wants to get to know me better outside of business, okay? Outside of business, I'm already running my ass for somebody else's business. I'm busy. I'm like, why would I even give you the time of day? He's like, I'm worth your time of day. I spent hours helping this person enhance their social media. I spent hours out of my day dating this person, meeting their family, getting to know, going to parties with them and shit. I spent hours of what could have been income producing activities, all because I was also considering like, hey, I am aging, at some point I do need to settle down or else I'm not going to enjoy the life of being a mom. That was at 20. I was at 16. I was like, okay, I have money. I'm doing well in school. 17, 18, that's where like the dudes were really, really like getting on my nerves. But now I'm at 23 and dude, majority of the dudes that are talking to you in your youth aren't even going to be there when you get older. That is just the truth. And forgive me, I don't know why people want to transition from male to female. Like, dude, as you get older and you're nearing death, unless you got money, they don't give a fuck about you. Unless you got money, they don't give a fuck about you. As a female, unless you got money, they don't give a fuck about you. Even if you don't got money, you have to still bring something to the table. Are you funny? Are you smart? But majority of the time, they want you to have money too, because these dudes go 50-50 now. I have not seen a real man in ages, and this one was not it. I decided to date younger because I was dating older, and it just wasn't working out. I was dating my age, wasn't working out. I'm like, y'all are just bringing me problems and not peace. I gotta go. And so this was one of them. So we're going on dates, introduced him to my family. We're talking, and I'm too busy working, so I have no reason to cheat, right? I don't know what this person does with their life, but they were cheating, right? And so times passes and this person's like, I had a medical emergency. And I called up this person to let them know about the medical emergency. And the first thing they tell me while I'm in the hospital bed, right? Because that's the person I'm dating. We have a serious conversation throughout what I'm going through. And I'm like, hey, I really need you. And just let me know to never fuck with this person ever again. The person I'm talking to, I've endured a lot of hardships with them that were more not even the word beneficial. It was more enlightening me that this person had less of anything and did more for me than the men who had more money than him, more stability than him. And what's another thing? I just noticed this one person currently right now had been there for me through really dark emergencies than compared to like the moments where like I don't know, the person now I'm talking to is way different than this person. With this person, I'm on the phone with them. They tell me the following: I only care about my boys, my mama, and myself. Mind you, this medical emergency is life threatening. And that's who I'm dating at the time. I completely cut off contact with that person. I blocked them. I was like, I build someone's reputation so high just to hear that at my lowest. So I'm like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. And yeah, no, yeah. They can say whatever they want. Their Instagram was trash before I had a little bit of sparkle in that. And so I hear that phone call, right? I hang up. Time passes, right? They somehow find my other social medias, right? Contact me again asking me for money. I'm at rock bottom at this point, like utter rock bottom. Like I had to deal with the medical emergency on my own. That's not even rock bottom. Like that wasn't even fully rock bottom. More shit happened. And so there's a time, I'm just gonna be brutal. I was homeless, right? But I was still making money. I was still making money with the company I was with. At the time, it wasn't much. I was limited now. I didn't have a place for people to come to like discuss, make them feel at home, talk to. Like, I lost the job I had when I had that, so I was like so much. I was like my animals were dying, and emotionally, I was just like it was just a domino effect down there. I was like, damn, it's just getting worse and worse and worse as you age. And one thing I really wish I had done was instead of dating, I should have stacked up my bread. Because making money is way more beneficial than worrying about any guy. So right now, I'm on YouTube, right? But this is me working hard to love myself. And I'm like, the only thing I can have to offer is just my life story, just a biography at this point. That's all I can offer. Because money, gotta work for it. Love, gotta earn it. Respect, I have to prove it. It's worth it. That's life. Power, oh, power is, I gotta give myself a round of applause, persevering through the conversation I had with him, homeless, right? So he's asking me for money, right? He comes back to me. He tells me his sob story of who he left me for. The girl who abused him, gave him a blackened eye, broke his jaw, effed up his car, and mind you, I met his family. Mother cooked some good food. His mother cooked some great food. His sister was on the road to success. It was clear. Father, RIP, was a good man from what they tell me. Loved his family. That's why I invested so much time. Family was cool with me. From what I know, they were cool with me. They were really cool with me. The dude was just a hoe. I'm older, he's younger. I'm doing my best to not. I was really good when he met me. I was really doing great when he met me. I was really doing good. Really doing good. And this is like as time passed. So this dude's been gone like years, right? Years. Haven't seen him, haven't heard of him. Don't know shit, right? And And so you can look in my face, like, these men drained me. Do yourself a favor. Avoid them like a plague. Like, they drained me. Like, the era of dating is not it. And, you know, as time passed, these other guys, like, talk to me, right? And they talk to me, and I'm just like, just go. Because, like, the sweet words don't hold weight anymore. The promises don't hold weight anymore. Like, I really want a person with action. There's so many other stories, ladies, that, like, just don't. Like, if you see the red flags in these stories and you think, oh, this guy I'm talking to is a little like Hurricane's ex, avoid them. That's why they're my ex. Let me do you a favor, young ones, because I got, like, my baby cousins watching this. And, like, one of them was like, I look up to you. I'm like, if you look up to me, hear my warnings. Avoid these men. Avoid these specific type of men. If you feel like he got bitches, because he does. If you feel like you could do better, it's because you can. So, yeah, I heard I only love my boys, my mom, and myself. So he comes up to me. He's asking how business is. I'm homeless, but I'm still making money. I'm homeless, but I'm still making money. You know, I have enough to feed me. I have enough to take me where I need to go to do sales and stuff like that. I'm not entirely down. And so I was just like, He's asking me for money. I had money to give, but not really because I'm homeless, right? I was like, why? He's like, I really need the money. It's for me and my family. I'm like, your family has a house. You have your own vehicle. You were in the same company I was in, know the same skill sets that I know. The only difference was at the time I didn't have a computer. That was in my house. The last house I had, I got kicked out. And so I didn't have access to, like, important stuff like documentation for a second job, a car. Like, I didn't have any of that. So I was like, what's this person's excuse? And he's like, I have no money. I'm like, okay, you know how to trade. You know how to invest. Only reason I pull out my investments because I didn't tell him. I didn't feel like he needed to know my situation was, because I'm in a public area at this point, and I'm having this conversation at a table, and I'm like, why, why? I'm like, why do you need money? Last time I told you, you told me some heartbreaking shit while I'm, like, probably nearing death on a hospital bed, and you just didn't give a fuck. Why would I give you money? And he's just like, he said something amongst the lines like, we really need help. I'm like, we or you? Do you think I'm, like, in a better position than you are? And he's like, yes, I do feel like that. You've always been good with money. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, clearly not. But he doesn't need to know that. Here's the thing with me. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Point blank, period. If I fucked up, I fucked up. It's on me to fix it. As time passed, found another job, got a car, was helping with groceries, was doing whatever I can to contribute with this job. Really love this job, but then the job slowed down. But let's go back to him, right? So the conversation I'm having with him is like, I've had highs and lows. Highs and lows. It is what it is. Nothing new. And so we're talking, and he's giving me his whole speech on why he deserves money. I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I was down bad that day, I have no sympathy for the abuse you've gone through. I have no sympathy for, and I felt bad saying this because I straight up told him, I loved your mother and your sister, but I'm not in a position to help you. Honestly, the position I'm in, I should honestly help myself. And whatever I had for you is dead. The respect I had for you is gone. And I feel honestly really, really jaded and would like you to just end this conversation here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the memories you gave me. I know once we're in the coffin, it's a done deal, whatever we done here. But I think you should go ask somebody else that you know for a fact can give you all that you required, but for me, I'm too jaded to have this conversation further. Oh, I was honest. I was straight to the point. I'm like, you hurt me so bad, I can't even talk to you. Like, you hurt me so bad, I can't even. Like, that's the thing. That hospital bed, when everyone's nearing their grave, is really the final moment. Who really was there? Family. My family has the most utter respect for me because my family deserves not just flowers, but crowns, diamonds on their tombs. That's how much my family deserves. They deserve diamonds on their tombstones. They deserve engravings of cursive that are paragraphs all over the tomb. Like, that's how much my family were the real ones. That's how much my family was. My lovers, thank them for the story they gave me, but this one, I had to say no. I had to say no because he left me at my lowest. I had to say no. That's why, like, you know the saying, like, be careful how you treat people at their lowest. Please be careful. Because, like, he was at a low, but I was really at a low. So, like, all the income I had was purely to feed me and shelter me wherever I found. And, you know, this is like 26 minutes in. I thanked him for his time. I wished him well. I walked him to his car. We were somewhere really, really dark and sketchy. And he's just like, whatever happened to us? I'm like, stop. What happened was you dated an abusive person. And I think you should go figure out that story on your own. Yeah. And after that, men were like, why won't you let me take you on a date? Do you want to go half on the bill? I'm sorry. I can't. And other guys were like, why are you so quiet? I'm like, the internet has made it so easily available. I didn't tell this other person I went on a date with. That's a whole other story. I'm going to cut this story. So you're like, what happened? What happened to you and this one guy at the car? That's it, loves. I saw his true colors when it came to, hey, Hurricane's down. I was down still, but not in the ways I had previously. At that time, it was health, money, stability there. He met me at my good point and then brought me down in a way I couldn't ever see this person or even somewhat forgive them. Other people, you're like, how could you put up with it? There's certain moments where I'm like, this person was a good one. And others, I'm just like, I wasted my time. This was one of them. Like, I really wasted my time there. And ladies, if you liked how I acted when it came to this conversation where he came up to me asking for money and I was still down, I was just like, you gotta go. I laughed too. And trust me, you're probably like, oh, you're cold. I'm like, no. I saw what any ounce of loving him was not worth it in 2 conversations. Because, mind you, years had passed between the medical moment to the financial moment. He was in another relationship with someone who was abusive. So from that moment to now, there was somebody else in the picture. He was giving time, energy, and probably money too, instead of focusing on his family. That's my mistake too. I wish I focused on money more for my family. Hence why I'm on YouTube. If I could help you not do the same mistake, here's it. Keep all the money to yourself. Keep all of your money to yourself. Stack it. Do not stop working until you have a stack that is the size of your head to your toes. You want to know you made it? I want to see the stack from your head to your toes. If you see me in person and you're like, here's the stack from my head to my toes, it's my height, Hurricane, I'm going to be like, I'll clap for you. This is me clapping for you already. Do that. But I get it. Life isn't going to happen like that, especially when you work a 9 to 5. You would really, really have to save from 0 to 20. 0 to 20 is literally, did you make it or break it? Now, all of us have different situations. All of us start from ground zero. We all start from ground zero unless you are born wealthy, like trust fund baby and stuff like that. But him and I, we were not born wealthy. So I sympathize with him. I even told him, hey, I sympathize with you. I empathize with you. But right now I need to be apathetic and apathetic. Sorry, apathetic, right? And I'm like, I can't help you. I can't. I told him what he had. I'm like, you have the resource of a car. You have paperwork of citizenships here in America. You can go work 2 to 3 jobs to get that money. And I get it. You're entrepreneurial, like, fully understand. But you could go be selling some food right now. You could be doing YouTube like I'm doing right now. You could be doing whatever it is you need to do. But just do me a favor. One big favor. You're telling me the reason why you left me was an abusive woman. Okay? I need you to no longer talk to her. Or me. Or me. I was honest with him. Do not talk to her or me. Do not talk to her or me. He's like, why not you? You've never abused me. You've never hit me. I'm like, you don't know how much I really needed you on that phone call. Because, yeah, she may have physically abused you. She may have bled you dry, made you feel like a punching bag. And I know you probably felt like a slave to her. But I may have never put my hands on you. But emotionally and mentally, you've wrecked me. You've wrecked me. So please get in your car. Go home to your mama. Hug your mom and your sis. And I wish you the best of luck. I have no hate. He's like, I have no hate for you too. He even smoked me out, which was weird. And like, I was grateful because I was stressed. We smoked. A little awkward toward the end of the session. Said our goodbyes and that was it. But honestly, 2 things I can say I learned from that. 1, my time is